Bit of adventure, Steve. Ah, he says. That's all he says.
Nobody needs these YouTubers anymore.
No.
You know, we never did. We've always had Google.
Aye, that's it. Oh my god, I'm saying aye, like, what the hell? Stop, cut. Morning. So you join us today. Where do you join us, Steve?
Rossley Beach.
Rossley Beach. We're not quite sure about the pronunciation of that. We didn't look it up, so it might be Horsley. I don't know. We'll write it there anyway.
We're at the beach.
We're at the beach, yeah. So where we are, we've driven. We're still in Wales, so everything's going well. We haven't had to leave, which is brilliant. And we've come today to a place called the Gower Peninsula. So it's a peninsula of land, not far from Swansea. Now this area, I think it was one of the UK's first, or if not the first, areas to be designated an area of outstanding natural beauty, although of course now it's the Gower National Landscape. So we've come here, it's a very pretty little place, it looks absolutely gorgeous. It reminded us of kind of driving around on the Outer Hebrides a bit, didn't it, when we got here?
Nice.
There was all sheep running about in the road, really lovely. And we're here at a beach, and this is a very well-known beach. So the one we were just saying, Rossley Bay or Rossley Beach, however you say it, and it's often voted one of the best beaches in Wales. Sometimes it's voted one of the best beaches in Europe. We'll be the judge of that, of course. We will see. But that's actually not specifically why we've come here. We've come here to see something which is just around the corner from it, called Worm's Head, or Worm Head. And this is an island that kind of just juts out to sea, and you have a short window of opportunity when the tide's low, well, a couple of hours, to walk out to this island, and you can scramble across it and just get some lovely views over the coast. So that's what we're going to do. The sun's out, we're in a National Trust car park, so again, our membership meant it was free, otherwise it was like £7 all day or something. It's very, very busy, given it's a Thursday in September. We thought it would be much quieter, so we're glad we got a space when we did. We're kind of in a bit of a rush because the tide, we're a bit late. We really could have done with getting here an hour earlier, so we want to get onto the island, and you have to be off before the tide comes in, otherwise, well, you're stuck. So some tales to come about that later, because there's some interesting stories.
So let's go.
Yeah, let's go. We're just walking up to the Worm's Head now. Now, the reason it's called Worm's Head is because it comes from the Old Norse word, or the Old English word, for worm, which I'll write there and is written in several different ways, I think, which tends to mean dragon or serpent. And the reason it's got that title is because the Vikings thought the island itself resembled a sleeping dragon or a sleeping serpent in the sea. I think you kind of have to stretch the imagination quite widely for that to seem that way, but it does have quite striking features, so you can understand why they might have come to that conclusion. But I wouldn't say it exactly looks like a dragon. I think if you stand at the right angle, and I don't know where that is, it might do, but at the moment it just looks like some rocks. Very pretty rocks though. Anyway, how gorgeous is this, Stephen? Absolutely beautiful. There's quite a lot of people about. Yeah, really lovely weather. This is why we love September, because you often get this nice end of summer weather, and it's a lot quieter. There are people here today, I guess it's just a really popular location. But oh my god, so beautiful. This is a lot harder than we first thought coming across this. I think this is called the Worm's Head Causeway, and when the tide's out, as we were saying earlier, there's all these rock pools that you have to traverse, but I don't think either of us expected it to be quite so long across, and quite so jaggedy. That's a good word. So it's fine, there's plenty of rocks, most of them are pretty solid, but yeah, it's a bit like trying to navigate a puzzle doing this. Still all good fun, bit of adventure, Steve. Aye, he says. That's all he says. Yeah, if Stephen dies before me, I'll just put aye on his grave. Aye, he wasn't even Scottish, and that's it.
Aye.
Yeah. Aye, aye. So over the years, many people have become stranded on Worm Island. There's things warning you about it, even when you come down to the causeway and cross the rock pools. There's things saying, please, do not add to the statistics of people being rescued, obviously, and wasting the lifeboat's time, etc. And one of those people that got stranded here was the poet Dylan Thomas. Now, Dylan Thomas, he grew up in this area, he was born near Swansea, and he spent his childhood around here. And he had a great affection for Worm Island, although his very characteristically poetic choice of words to describe it might make you think otherwise. So the island kind of attracted and repelled Dylan Thomas at the same time, and he called it the very promontory of depression, which does not sound like something you'd describe if you really loved it. But I guess he was a poet, so his words were very much on all sides of the coin to describe things. But yeah, he loved it, and he kind of, I guess he loathed it at the same time. There were lots of things he didn't like about it. And I've got some words here that he used to describe it. I've taken a picture on Stephen's phone to read them because I can't remember them off by heart. So Dylan once, he came here and he walked over like many of us are doing today. He went to the end or somewhere on the island. He took a book with him and then he fell asleep. And when he woke up, he was cut off by the tide and had to spend a night on this island. When he became trapped here, he said, recounting his experience on this island, I was trapped on Worm once. I'd gone on it early in the afternoon with a book and a bag of food, and going to the very, very end had slept in the sun. And when I woke, the sun was going down. I ran over the rocks, the tide had come in. I stayed on that worm from dusk till midnight, sitting on the top grass, frightened to go further in because of the rats and because of the things I'm ashamed to be frightened of. So yeah, very much a love-hate thing he had going on for this, I guess, but it's probably because there's something quite primeval about it, something just so almost like prehistoric and natural. You're just in the very elements of nature out here, and all of the good that entails and all of the bad. So yeah, according to Dylan Thomas, best not get stranded on Worm Island, and in fact don't get stranded at all, because I'm sure nobody wants to spend the night here. Although it probably would be quite a nice place to camp, but I don't suppose you're allowed. Anyway, we're going to carry on. There's lots more obstacle courses to achieve before we get to the end. Stephen's way ahead of me now, so I'm going to catch up because otherwise we really will be cut off. So let's go. Well, this looks kind of horrific, doesn't it, Steve? I think it probably looks worse than it is. But I think we're going to put the camera away until we get to the other end. Otherwise, equipment will be broken and probably other things too. Right, Stephen's sitting this one out because that was quite hard going across those things, and I'm really cutting it fine now. So that is the Devil's Bridge, just to show you that you walk across that. I don't know why it's called Devil's Bridge. Probably dreadful things have happened there, maybe some superstitions, I don't know. But yeah, I think that's Devil's Bridge, and then you walk across that to get to the end of the island. I might not go all the way because I really don't want to get stranded like all those tales I was telling you about, like Dylan Thomas. But I bumped into 3 people. One person said, you got plenty of time. Another person said, yeah, you should be all right. And another person said, you're really cutting it fine. So I don't know what's true, but I don't really want to risk it. So I might just go a little bit further, make it hasty, and then go back. Stephen's waiting halfway. We've still got to get back across the causeway yet. And this is how you walk across the Devil's Bridge. That doesn't look great, if I'm being honest, especially knowing what's on either side of it. But I think we'll go across. What I'm going to do is just go up to there, because I think by getting to the end and coming back, I'm really going to be pushing it, and I really just don't want to be one of those people. That would be ironic after all this, wouldn't it? So that's the end of Worm's Head Island. Looks very pretty, very dramatic, lovely scenery, very nice. I think that's got to be the last people coming back now. Somebody's carrying a surfboard. Maybe they're just going to get in the water and go back that way. And then you don't have to worry about the tide, I guess. And with this bridge, I'm going back the other way now, obviously. They do say that one day it's going to fall into the sea. Of course it will, like all things like this. Just as long as it's not while I'm on it, or anyone. It's not like a normal bridge, is it? I don't know, do they test the structural safety of these things? Who knows? I think just get off it, yeah. Let's just get back. Well, I didn't get to the end of Worm's Head, but at least we saw it. You really need a lot longer for this than we thought. You've got 2.5 hours either side of low tide, and really to get to the end and back comfortably, especially if you're going to eat or take pictures or whatever else, you need to leave at the first opportunity, like 2.5 hours or a couple of hours before low tide, in order to give yourself those hours after low tide, as it's coming back in, to come back, if that makes sense. But climbing across those rock things, that wasn't fun, so you didn't miss anything with that, Stephen. That kind of really hurt your back. It was a real jolt every time.
Enjoying it, felt crap, so I thought I'd do it.
Yeah, that was a bit extreme. Still very pretty. The bridge was quite dramatic. So I think we got a good taste of the Worm, don't you?
Aye.
So we're gonna head back, get some lunch, and then maybe have a little wander on the beach if there's any beach left.
Aye.
Well, we got back to the van. We were going to have some lunch, but we're just kind of tired now, aren't we? So we just need to head off of this peninsula. It takes about 40 minutes to get off. I'm not sure there's many places we can stay around here. We are going to stay on a campsite in a couple of days, I think. I'm not sure when.
After tomorrow.
Yeah, so we're kind of just going to head off of this. It takes a little while to drive out of here.
But we have to leave because we have to go do some shopping.
We do have to do some boring shopping, but very, very pretty. Nice to see the Gower Peninsula.
Now we're off to buy tuna and pickles.
Now we're off to buy tuna, pickles and other uninteresting items. Morning, Steve.
Morning.
How did you sleep?
Yeah, I slept alright actually. Had a nice lay-in today.
We did, no pressure.
No.
We felt comfortable where we were because we were in the confines of our old safe space, the lay-by, and it's one of those lovely ones that's separated from the main road by a row of trees, and it was quite long. It kind of goes the same distance behind us. There was a couple of other vans here, but other than that, not much going on. Very nice place to stay, flat.
Yeah.
What else can you say? Lay-bys always do the job. So last night, when we left wherever we were, we drove into Pembrokeshire, didn't we? So we came to Tenby. We can't really stay in Tenby overnight very easily, as far as we're aware. So that's how we ended up in this lay-by. So what we're going to do, even though we've been to Tenby before, I don't think we've ever shown it in a video though. We're going to go there today. The sun's out again. I think this might be the last day of sun for a little while. So we're going to go to Tenby, have a little explore, and also do something that we didn't manage to do the last time we were there, which involves getting on a boat.
Aye.
Which costs £18 each.
Shocking.
Which Steve's delighted by. But I want to do it, so
Aye.
that's what we're going to do.
Let's go then.
We'll see you in Tenby. Well, the plans have already gone wrong. We've got to Tenby. It seems like a bloody lovely day, like the sun's out, clear blue skies, the wind doesn't feel that strong. But apparently the boats to the island, which is where we were going to go, have been completely cancelled today because of strong northeasterly winds, I think.
Yeah.
So it must be something, they obviously know what they're talking about. It's something to do with the landing, I guess, and I don't know, but like, that's how it is.
You can go for a cruise around the islands, but you just can't get off on the island.
Yeah, and we really wanted to. So just to sum it up, like, Caldy Island is just about a couple of miles off of Tenby, and it's known because it's got a monastery there, and so monks have lived on there for centuries, since the 5th century, and then of course in the dissolution of the monasteries in the 1500s it all stopped, but it started again in in the last 100 years or so. I think they came back. So, long story short, we were going to go over on the boat, meant to be a very pretty island, and we were going to go and have a look round and learn a little bit about the history with the monks and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think
but now we're not.
I think there was quite a lot of wildlife on there.
Yeah, wildlife as well. So all of that is off the cards today. However, we are in Tenby. It's very pretty, so we're going to have a look round. It's a very busy, quite touristy place, so I'm not sure what we're going to film because we might just get irritated and move. But we'll see what we can do. Oh well, never mind.
We'll show you some colourful houses.
We'll show you some pretty
beach.
houses. Yeah, that'll be it.
If you want to see more, Google it.
Just Google Caldy Island. Yeah, they'll film it better than us anyway.
Nobody needs these YouTubers anymore.
No.
You know, we never did. We've always had Google.
Oh, that's it. Oh my god, I'm saying I. Like, what the hell? Stop, cut.
Nobody knows me like you do. You just read my mind. Nobody gets me except for you. Like we're intertwined. Seasons come and go. Universe will change, but I'll feel the same. Thought that you should know. Even if my eyes are closed, I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you.
So we keep seeing all these jellyfish on Tenby Beach here, and they've got this like bluish, purplish colour to them. They're absolutely huge. I don't know if this will give you any idea. No, it doesn't really. Size never looks right on the camera, but that is massive.
Does that help?
Yeah, like, it's pretty big, right? So we've seen about 10 washed up. I don't know if they're slightly dodgy ones. Oh my god, they're tentacles, whatever you call it. They look like kind of see-through leaves with like veins going through. I'm not going to touch it, just in case.
I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you.
Morning. So last night we stayed in a very nondescript car park, but it's bang in the middle of nowhere, isn't it? So it was really, really peaceful. In fact, it was so peaceful it was actually a little bit scary, and I thought somebody was creeping around outside the van last night. I don't think they were, but it's the sort of place that starts making you think those things. So I kind of realised when we left Tenby, we didn't really sum it up, did we? We've kind of just gone. We parked ourselves somewhere last night. We're very tired. We put dinner on, and now it's the next day. So Tenby, Steve, what did you think?
Yeah, it's nice.
We've been before, haven't we?
It's,
But
it is quite touristy, and it's obviously, there's a bit of money there, obviously, but it's
Yeah.
not in a horrible way. Like it's not snooty or anything like that.
No.
It's just nice. It's a nice place to visit.
Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I'll just let's big this up a bit more. I mean, Stephen's right. It's probably a place with lots of money. You definitely need money to live there, I think. And there is a touristy element, but it is so gorgeous to look at. The buildings are beautiful, and the beaches. It's so lucky to have that coastline surrounding it. Yeah, just wow. I would definitely go there if you're in Pembrokeshire. It's a bit difficult for vans, so not so great for parking, but that's true of a lot of this area, we've noticed, isn't it?
I mean, it was all right to park in the day.
Oh yeah, for the day is fine.
But if you're planning on staying overnight, you're probably going to have to pay for something.
Yeah, which is fine, that's fine, but like there wasn't really even paid for like non-campsite options or anything, was there really? But that's fine, it is what it is. Sometimes these things happen. I keep saying it is what it is. It's getting on my nerves now.
Yeah, well, it is what it is.
Well, it is what it is. But with that, I think we're going to move on today. So we've got some stuff to do. We need a wash. We need to do some other things. We need to make one of these little videos. So we're going to settle down somewhere, and we're going to end the video, aren't we?
So that's it. Please push your like button. Don't forget to push the like button. It's as important as anything else.
It's very important.
Subscribe if you like our channel.
Please.
Push the notification bell. And we will see you on the next one.
Yep, thank you for watching. We are still going to be in Wales next time you see us. We just don't know where yet. Hopefully somewhere we've never been before. So we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.